On
Yo,
behalf of the guys, I'm Philip. What you expect? We appreciate you for doing this, man.
yeah, man. Nah, I appreciate you having me, man.
For sure,
Sure.
for
Mm-hmm.
sure. So let's get into it. So let's start with
Okay.
me first. My
Okay.
introduction to you.
Yeah,
So I know a couple of people, so I got sent your music, right?
yeah.
Lie to Me, first
Okay.
single, yeah, that I heard. And then I went back. First of all, who produced that?
The Lottery joint.
Yeah.
My guy Nine, and
Okay.
we met at a show.
Mhm.
Like, and it's funny because like I was just performing at spot called Drum, it's
Mhm.
downtown New York.
Mhm.
And I was performing at some concert and everything, and he just pulled up, like, you know what I mean? And he even told me, like, he was just like, yo, I didn't even mean to be there. I was just like out like looking for some talent and everything to work with because I didn't have any like I didn't really have anybody at the moment that I was really working with like that. He was like, I was
Mhm.
just like, trying to get to know some more people, and then he came to the show. After like he saw my performance, we chopped it up, and he just sent me some beats, and it was just like out of that, out of all the beats that we had, it was just like
Mhm.
we moved like that one. That was it, bro. So yeah, that was
All
that.
right. Yeah, for sure. Let's start with your name. Let's start with your name. Where did the name come from?
So Michael from the East, man, that just comes from, and it's hella simple too. Like it just comes from like for the fact that I'm from the East Coast, and then I'm also from Harlem.
Okay,
Um,
okay.
yeah, yeah, but it didn't start like that though. It started off as Mike B first. Like I had a tattoo of it and everything. It was crazy, but it was just like it started off as that first, but then like at my job like years ago, this dude like with the same name, he like pulls up to my job and he's like, "Yo, I'm gonna sue you if you don't take down your name because that's my name." Da, da, da,
Yeah.
da. And I was like, "Yeah, I don't need that legal trouble. Like I ain't even like,
Yeah, yeah.
but like you know what I'm saying? Like
Mhm.
I just like nah, it's quiet." So after a while, like me and my boys, like we were all talking about it, and then I remember we were talking about like, I believe we were just talking about like East Coast versus West Coast, like back in the '90s and everything. And
Mhm.
for some reason, I was just like, "Oh, Michael from the East," and they were just like, "Hey, let's just rock with that name."
Yeah.
I was just like,
Mhm.
"Yeah," and from there on out, man, like it just stuck.
So how old are you?
So I'm 27.
Okay. So
Yeah,
27 from Harlem,
yes, sir.
R&B singer. What are your influences?
Um, so like when it comes from like, so we talking about present or like back in the day?
Let's go back in the day first. Let's go back in the day and then let's go present.
Okay, so like if we did back in the day, it would definitely be like Prince, Curtis
Mhm.
Mayfield, Michael Jackson, um, Stevie Wonder, and also like um, let me see, want to also say like Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Yeah,
And then was this your parents putting you on? Was this the OGs or was it just
uh,
you?
it was my parents. I ain't gonna lie. Really, my dad specifically, just
Mhm.
cause like yo, dog, if you saw his vinyl collection, you
Yeah,
would
it's
see.
crazy.
Like he's ready to open. Like he could open up a store if he wanted to, man.
Yeah, he one of
Like
those. Okay.
yeah, man, like
Yeah.
he collects. So he would just play like vinyl like every other day, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it wouldn't always be the same person. It would mainly be James Brown, mainly
Okay.
be James Brown. But when he would play it and everything, it would put me onto so many different things, whether it be from, the person's voice, how they approach the song, what they're singing about, also how they're singing, just their cadence
Mhm.
in general. And then just like the overall just feel of the whole
Yeah.
song. So including production, how it's mixed, yada yada yada.
Mhm.
So I learned so much from that vinyl aspect. So it's just like hella grateful for that. But yeah, definitely my pops. Yeah.
And quick question, it was your pops a musician or was he just one of those music heads?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like my dad's like a talented singer. Like he
Okay.
really is. He can really sing. Um, but like a musician wise, like aside from singing, nah, he's not really into that like that. But he's a music head though, heavy.
Got you.
My dad's into like researching
Oh, okay.
his artists, like looking at their backgrounds, looking where they came
Mhm.
from, where they started, all that. So yeah,
And is that how you are now? Did he affect you in that way? Like when you listen to other people's music or when you were growing up, was that how you were as far as researching their sound,
yeah,
the
yeah,
background? Okay.
yeah, yeah. That's something I would definitely do. Like I would even study them like watching their like live performances, whether I go to YouTube or something.
Mm-hmm.
Just look at like their approach to even like how they write, how they get their music produced, or even if they produce it themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like to do my I like to do my schoolwork
Yeah.
when it comes to
Yeah,
that,
for sure.
just because it really helps me when I have to apply it to like my own craft, you know.
Yeah. So you sound like obviously you've been listening and been put on the music for a long time.
Yeah,
When did you really start to realize like, okay, I have a singing talent? Because when
yeah,
you hear songs like "Lie to Me,"
yeah.
it's like, okay, this guy he's got a voice. It's not just
Appreciate that, man. Yeah.
yeah some kind of auto tune. It's he's got a real voice on him. So when did you know like you had a singing talent?
Um, ain't gonna lie, like I noticed like in the seventh grade, like when I was 14, just cause like like I remember singing to like a group of girls before,
Hmm.
and and that was one thing that was one thing I learned. I was just like, yo, if girls approve of you, dog, like you can sing.
Yeah,
Like, you know what I'm
the one.
saying? Like
Yeah, for sure.
if they look away, you know what I'm saying, they don't say nothing, like you probably trash.
Yeah.
But like if they're telling you to like sing on the regular, like or if
Hmm.
they're the ones telling people that you can sing, like you
Yeah.
can definitely sing, you know what I'm saying? And from there on out, like I just stuck with it because for one, I just love women, and then like
Yeah.
two, um, after a while, like I just really just started falling in love with just the whole craft of just like singing. It's like learning more about it and everything like that. And yeah, that's what it is.
So when do you start producing music? So seventh grade, that's when you acknowledge I have this talent. You know,
Mm.
certain people like how I sound. When
Yeah,
did that progress to get into actual studio or recording in your home and making music?
true, man. So like I remember like I went to like a couple of studios to try to figure it out, but I really figured it out when I came across my guy Sam, and that's like my brother. Um, we met up like shoot, like years ago, but he was like the first person that I could actually work with, where like I
Hmm.
sounded like I actually
Yeah.
sounded good in the studio.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was he was someone that I really meshed well with, and after doing that, like I really had someone that was telling me to like keep going. Because I even remember like wanting to like just quit it back in the day, like for like good. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
he was one of the guys who like told me like, nah, you got to keep going, man. He was like, you really got a gift, and I believe in you. You should believe in yourself. And from there on out, man, I just kept going with it, and till this day, like he's someone that I work with closely. So.
Okay. So when did you was the first song you put out in 2019? Or were you putting out music before that and then you kind of just wanted to put out this select certain type of music out on streaming?
Yeah, I was putting out music before and everything, but then like, I started working with my big bro, like he started managing me and everything, and so he had like a whole plan just to get everything aligned correctly for me.
Okay.
And his format, it was just foolproof. So it was just like we basically just like, erased the board and just
Yeah.
started anew. And now I'm starting anew and everything like that. It's been working out really, really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm really with the new move and everything. But yeah, we put out music before. It's just that
Hmm.
we got a new technique we rocking with.
Okay. So about that technique, if you could tell us a little bit more about that.
Mhm.
So you're a singles guy right now, and the singles are hidden right
Yeah,
now.
thank you, thank you.
What's the formula on that? Is it kind of just like just keep feeding them singles until we build up what we're looking for, and then we give them a tape, or what are we doing?
Yeah, so I mean, right now, like, we're definitely working on like, well, we definitely have a project in, the works and everything. But of course, right now we want to give like people a taste of like what we have
Hmm.
to offer. Also, like we're trying to we're doing it like every day and night, like just trying to get into the hands of everybody that we can, because we know like once the world like really hears it, like it's just gonna ignite like crazy.
Yeah.
So like that's really it. And like I'll say this, like my manager like tirelessly for me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Like for a lot of the things like that you all have seen, like that's
Hmm.
really been him. So I gotta give him that. Gotta give him kudos for that, of course. But yeah, that was really like, and that's really like the plan. It's just like we're gonna feed you all this music. I'm also just gonna feed you like good content too, like with the visuals and everything as well. Just to show you guys like what we're really about. up until like the project drops too. And of course, we'll still be feeding like quality content as well. But at the same time, like I said, we just wanted to give people a taste of what we're doing.
100%. Shout out to Sid. He manages the real deal.
Yes,
Manages the real deal.
definitely. Yeah,
What was the first song that really got traction? And where were you? How were you feeling when you're like, you looked at the numbers and you're like, is this real?
yeah. So, so so like the one I got the one we started with that was a song called That's It. I remember I sent it to my like big bro before we even like really started working together. And I remember like ASAP like hit me back. He was just like, "Yo, this is the one." He was like, and it was a track like out of like a lot of them I sent him, and he was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
this is the one. It's the one that's gonna like put us through the door." And it was my track That's It. And once we like really started playing that, and he started like doing his thing, working his magic and everything, a lot of
Hmm.
people started gravitating towards it. So and then like looking at the numbers and everything like that, and then also just looking at the cosigns and everything, it was kind of crazy, just because like some of these people like we've all looked up to
Yeah.
in a sense, you know what I'm saying? But like I'm in like now a place where like they're even saying my name,
Yeah.
um, you know,
Different.
over. Yeah, it's hella different, man. Yeah, so it's definitely something that I'm hella grateful for. I'm hella blessed for, and yeah, that was probably it. Yeah, and it was probably on that track. That's it. Yeah.
And what do you know? What are some of the cosigns that you've gotten that you were just like, okay, this is a big deal.
Yeah,
If you could say it, if you
yeah,
can.
no, of course. Cause they're out there. So definitely like the Ebro cosign that
Okay.
was easy. Definitely just like being on Shade 45. That was hella
Huge.
cool. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Definitely, the DJ Enough
Yeah.
cosign as well. So, like just seeing those cosigns and everything, man, like that was wild in itself. Just because, those guys, like I remember like sitting down watching them interview people or like seeing them in the videos that we all love,
Hmm.
or even just hearing them on radio,
Hmm.
covering my favorite artists. But like now, I'm like kinda in that loop. So it's surreal. But yeah, that was probably some of the cosigns that really like blew my mind.
Okay. Yeah. No,
Mm,
those are for sure big names.
definitely.
So when I first got put on to you, I thought it was interesting that, you're blowing up on Spotify,
Definitely.
100,000 monthly listeners. That's a big deal. Um,
Yeah.
but your Instagram is only like 2,600. So
Mm,
that told me like these guys, the fans really love the music.
yeah.
Because you'll see a lot of artists and they'll leverage Instagram to grow their music. But it
Mhm.
seems like for you, you're in a rare spot where it just seems like all the people care about is the music. Like you don't even need the other stuff for you to get to where you need to be. So
Yeah.
just tell me how that feels to just like organically just have a huge fan base for music. Because as
Yes.
soon as the social media kicks in for you, it's like you're out of here.
Yeah. So and that that confirms like a lot of like what me and Sid talk about all the time.
Hmm.
Because from the moment like he heard like my music, he was just like, I just need to get this in front of people.
Yeah.
And like once the moment I get this in front of people, like, it's a done deal. And we're starting to like see it unfold in front of us, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's what you said, just for like being on Spotify and being on a playlist that,
Playlist. Yep.
my brother like hustled to get me on and everything. It just goes back to what he was telling me, and, everything that I kind of felt for a while. It was just like, I just need to get this in front of somebody. It
Hmm.
was like, I need to get this in front of a lot of people. And it was just like, after seeing like the numbers and everything like that, that was just confirmation. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So even back to what you said, it's just like once we get this like social media thing down, it's
Yeah.
a wrap.
Oh,
Like,
it's
you
a
know what I
wrap.
mean? But
It's a wrap.
yeah, man. I definitely know like that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's just really getting in front of people. And I've said this before too. Like I've always kind of felt too like, if I came up like back in the day,
Yeah. Yeah.
when it didn't like social media really didn't
Yeah.
exist, and all you had to do was really like sing.
Hmm.
I felt like that would have been my place. But everything happens for a reason, and I feel like I'm here for a reason. I feel like I'm working with the people I'm working with for a reason, and so yeah, we're gonna make it happen. We
For
just
sure. Now, with that being said, you're 27 years old from Harlem. How was your childhood growing up?
Yeah, yo, so my childhood was cool. I grew up in the church.
Hmm.
My father's actually also my father's a minister, so
Okay.
I grew up like a preacher's kid and everything, and that came with its pros and cons, but
100%.
um, you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, man. But I like before singing, I actually started on the drums. You know what I mean? Like I was a percussionist.
Okay.
And,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was heavy into the drums, man. And then also like it transitioned into me like wanting just to produce music. So
Hmm.
like my music has always kind of been around me, like like since I was a child up until now. But yeah, man, like that was pretty cool. But like the other stuff as well, that was kind of crazy. It was just like growing up in Harlem, like I mean Harlem's pretty gentrified now. I mean you
Hmm.
have your times where like crazy things happen, but it was just like
Yeah.
coming up though. Like we would see like the wildest things.
Yeah.
Like walking home like one day from like Sweet 16, and then like potentially almost dying.
Yeah. Because you're 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man. Yeah,
that's
man.
you.
It was wild. Or like some nights like being on 125th Street in Harlem, and and like walking like down like from St. Nicholas, and then just seeing like a gang just come out of nowhere and just want to like
Hmm.
fight everybody, and it's
Yeah.
like literal war zone out there. So it's just like it was we had really good days, we had really bad days,
Yeah.
but I think like all in all like it helped like mold me into who I am, and I'm grateful for it either way.
100%.
Yeah, man.
So, as far as you being a percussionist, as somebody like myself who used to play the drums as well,
Oh,
I
what's
feel
up?
like I listen to beats a little bit differently than everybody else.
That's what's
So,
up.
tell me about how your background as a musician affects like how you listen to production, how you choose beats, and all that.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man, you knocked right on it because the way and I'm grateful for it too. I'm
Hmm.
glad like I got into percussion early just because it helped me decipher like how I should even approach a beat, how a beat should even sound to me, how it should even transition. Because
Hmm.
aside from like me just playing the drums, I would play with like multiple musicians, whether
Hmm.
they're good or bad. I would learn something from each experience, and
Hmm.
it was just like I was able to like really apply that to what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And over time, like it grew even more too. So it was just like I could always go back and reference like, a lot of the sounds, a lot of the songs, or everything I was doing. I could
Hmm.
really reference back and like I could really like put that towards what's going on. So yeah, man. Me being a percussionist, that really like helped
Hmm.
with like and then another thing, just like and I know it sounds so crazy because it to me like it seems so simple, but
Hmm.
like I've seen artists that have like real problems with it, or like people that are just getting into it, just staying on beat. Like
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
That's a real thing. It's a
Yeah,
real thing.
like cause honestly, like me being a percussionist, like staying in pocket or just staying on beat is like
You have
just
a different concept of what tempo is. Yep.
exactly, man.
Hmm.
And it's so funny because, like, to me and you, it will be so simple, right?
Yeah.
Like, you put somebody in a booth or you put somebody on a track to approach it, and like, they won't even know how to really like make it sound
Hmm.
great. Not saying like there's someone that claps off beat all the time
Yeah,
or
yeah,
something.
yeah. It's just different. It's
Yeah,
different.
man. Yeah, man. Like, I don't even know if I can really even explain it. It's more of like a
Yeah.
feel. But yeah, I'm super grateful for the gift, man, just because like, yeah, it really helped out.
Hmm. And
Really.
you see a lot of newer artists and older ones like the Ty Dolla Signs, or
Mhm.
even like some of the younger ones. I've seen a video of Roddy Rich playing the piano. Like,
Yeah,
are you interested in kind of like learning more instruments? So, because learning more instruments brings different production.
no, definitely. Because honestly, like, in the future, like, I want to like produce my own project one day. I want to
Okay.
produce
Yeah.
other projects one day. You know what I'm saying? Just because like that love for producing still lives there. Um, am I little like away from it just because it's so technical now?
Yeah. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
I care more about just creating the music
Yeah. Yeah.
opposed to just like learning all like the steps
Hmm.
on how to really put it all together. But at the same time, it's something that I really want to do just because I have so many sounds in my head, man.
Yeah.
I have so many like memos recorded into my phone.
Hmm.
of things that I want to do, whether that be just like ideas or anything like that. It's just like I know I know exactly like what it can become.
Yeah.
And sometimes like, I can articulate that to a producer or even try to like express it to him, but it might not come out the way I envision it. So I would love to just like put together a project, whether it be my own or for someone else,
Okay.
that
Yeah.
I really actually see. So yeah, that's definitely something for the future.
And what's the recording process with you like? Because you'll hear stories of certain artists where it's like record after record, 20 records a night. And then
Yeah,
you hear other artists where it's just like they might take 3 hours just to record one song.
yeah.
And both are great at what they do, but what's your recording process looking like?
For me, like it all depends, honestly. Like there'll be a day where I get in the booth, like just kill the song right then and there. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it's no question. It's just like the vibes right, the feels right, it all works. But then some other songs I come across, like I have to take my time with, just
Hmm.
because for one, and that's the thing. Like I have like that's a problem of mine. I'm a bit of a perfectionist too.
Perfectionist. Yeah.
I'm super picky on
Hmm.
like my craft, like whatever it is.
Hmm.
So I love to just like make sure that it comes out the best way possible. So
Yeah.
like, if I'm not feeling it, I don't care if I need to do it multiple times over. I'm gonna get it done.
Hmm.
It's just like at the end of the day, I just need to make sure it gets done and it sounds great because I'm not just gonna. And then for one, this is how I think while I'm in there. Like
Hmm.
I'm not gonna just present anything to the people who support me as well and the people who believe in me.
Yeah.
So I gotta take my time with it. I gotta make sure it's the best. And like I said, it might come out amazing that day, or
Hmm.
it might come out amazing the week after.
Yeah.
That's how it is. Yeah.
So, R&B is very collaborative process.
Yeah.
Have you ever been interested in like writing for certain people? Like St. John would go to a bunch of writing camps,
Mhm.
write for a bunch of different people. Is that something you're interested in?
It is actually.
Yeah.
I would love to because there's like a number of artists that I would love to write for.
Hmm.
Um, so yeah, that's definitely something like I would love to do. Plus, like once like things like really go the way we all see it, it,
Yeah.
it it's gonna go.
Hmm.
That's pretty much the plan. Just because I don't necessarily have to be on every track,
Yeah.
but even if a piece of me is there, I'm
It's
like,
good enough.
I'm hella grateful. Yeah, man. And plus, like, it would be just like amazing to see like a singer like Beyonce like
Yeah.
sing a
Crazy.
song that I wrote. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Even like or even like, and I mean, this is way out there for me because he's like my favorite artist today. But like seeing like Frank Ocean even just sing a
Oh
line,
yeah.
you know what I'm. He
Hmm.
doesn't even have to sing the whole song. Like, if he sings just a line, like that's gonna blow me away. So that's definitely something I would love to do because there's so many songwriters out there that I look up to as well. So
Yeah. Man, you bring up Frank Ocean and it's interesting because he was one of the names, like as far as your career trajectory, that I was thinking only because that people just love your music so much without you having to be present.
thanks, man.
And I think that's unique.
Yeah.
Like because how many songs do you have out right now?
Out right now we have, I want to say, 4 songs out.
Hmm.
Just because we have the 3 singles, but we also have an acoustic version of one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have about 4 songs out right
Yeah, like how many records are you sitting on right now?
now.
How many records do you think?
Honestly, like records, like I would say about like 20, 30.
Okay, so y'all
Yeah.
just kind of have it in the tuck ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I got that. Definitely got that. And then the thing is, if we really just want to talk about just ideas I just got,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
we'll be here all day.
No, you remind me of an artist, like the true definition of what an artist is supposed to be and represent. So a lot of respect to you. And really because I know some R&B singers talk about the grind of being an R&B singer because obviously, you'll see certain rappers kind of when they're 18, 19 already reach a certain level of mainstream success.
Yeah.
But for a lot of the latest R&B stars like Snow Allegra, we see you got to wait until your early 30s before you start getting your flowers. So could
Right.
you like tell some of the people that might be listening to this the grind of what it is to be an R&B singer and to make it?
Yeah. So I would say like definitely like just keep going, because if you keep grinding it out, like you're definitely gonna bump into someone that really believes in you, and
Hmm.
that person is going to lead you to either someone or something that can
Hmm.
really take you there. So I would always say like just keep going. For one, like get out there. Well, right now we can't really get out there,
Yeah.
but but one thing I would say is like, if this thing blows over soon, and hopefully pray to God it does. If it does, and things open back up, get back out there, start performing. But let the world hear your music as well. Just put it out there. Get as many people as you can to listen to it. And if it's something that's really good and something you really believe in, just do it. Just because at the end of the day, you really never know what could happen. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And aside from that, though, too, it's all about like finding your identity as well. Just because, like, for a while, like when I was doing this music thing, I didn't really know which way I really wanted to go. I didn't really, and I didn't really have anything to take from either. Like, there was a time where I was just kind of like going with like the flow of what I thought was just like kind of popular, opposed to just staying true to myself and just doing what I think is best for my craft. So, over time, like I finally realized what I was supposed to do, and like that's what it was. But there's no time limit on that. There's no time frame on that. It will happen when it's supposed to happen, and when it does, you'll be Gucci. But
Yeah.
for now, I would
100%.
say keep grinding. Yeah.
100%.
Mhm.
So you talked about finding your own sound. You'll hear artists like Lil Wayne. He'll talk about when he's recording his albums, he doesn't like to listen to other artists. But then on the flip side, you'll hear artists like Drake say that I'll still listen to everybody even when I'm recording my own
Yeah.
music. So what's your process like? Do you listen to other artists while you're in your creative space, or you kind of just zoned in on what you have going on?
Nah, I listen to a lot of artists too. Just cause you don't want to really limit yourself to what you can do. You know what I mean? And I feel like if you open yourself up, and if you open yourself up to listening to different things, that will also widen your creativity as well. Like for me, there are a couple of bands like that I've like even played for my friends, and they're just like, "Yo, you listen to the weirdest stuff." I've even played stuff for like Sid, and like he'll be like, "What? All right, what is this?" And like, you know what I mean? But he knows like I'm out there like when it comes to my music, and the reason I am is just because I want to be able to record to that same type of music. I don't want to limit myself to what I can do. And I also think like, and even though like I don't mind it when people call me an R&B singer, but honestly, like I really just want to be seen as a singer, just because I want to be able to get on and do everything.
Anything.
You know what I mean? Just because there's just so much out there, and there's so much out there to sing about. So for me, like, yeah, I go with the Drake side. Love Lil Wayne, he's a goat. But I go with the Drake side just because I would never want to limit myself to just staying just to me. Just because I know for one, like I'm imperfect anyway. So I can't really just stick with that. If I'm really gonna grow in this, I gotta listen to everything. Got to.
100%. And I was talking to Sid earlier, and we were talking about how it just seemed like 2020 really felt like it was going to be that year for you had COVID not came about. So
Yeah.
what are your plans? Like, what were you doing when it hit? What do you plan on doing for the rest of the year to try and work around what's going on right now?
Well, definitely, like we plan on just like hitting everything hard with the content. Then also taking the social media thing by storm. Really just figuring it out and just trying to crack it. And then also like we have a lot of plans to drop a lot of a lot of new music as well. And that music I feel is going to really open some of the doors that we've been trying to knock down for a while. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. And then we have some other things in the works, but I don't want to unveil that
100%.
yet.
100%. So, as far as collaborations go and working with other people in music, is there anybody you could tell us that you've shot music to or worked with in the past couple of months? Or is it mostly just you locking in on your sound solo?
Right now it's really just locking in on my sound. I mean, I remember like there was a poet that I really really love. His name is Joe Kenneth. I got to like get a song in with him and everything, and that was something different because he told me like it was his first time ever even getting on a track like that because he's really known for just his poetry. And
Yeah,
he's done like just major things like for one like HBO specials and
that's
things
major.
that yeah like things of that nature. So it blew me away too that he even wanted to work with me. Um, and then also like I mean it was a while back, but I also got on a song with this guy named Jay Tip,
Hmm.
and it's
Heard it.
dope to see like
He's dope. He's dope.
yeah Jay
He's
is
dope.
like Jay is out of here, and it's amazing to see what he's doing now.
Hmm.
So and honestly that would be something I would love to do in the future too, just get another song in with him and everything.
Hmm.
But yeah, right now though, mainly though, I'm really just focusing on myself and on my own sound and just getting that down right now.
And as far as 2021, what could we see from you as well too? You talked a little bit about this year. What do we have for next year?
Next year, I mean, pray to God that we don't get shut down or
Yeah.
anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So hopefully, if we don't, I will definitely be out there performing. But since I'm rocking with Sid, like it's gonna be some like big time performances.
Hmm.
So you probably see us probably traveling out and everything. Doing a lot. Um, and so I would say, yeah, for next year, man, if all goes well, you'll definitely see me just probably like in other states and everything as well. And
Hmm.
that's really where we're at with it.
And when you were younger, just to harken back on when you were younger,
Mm.
how hard was it balancing singing, but you weren't quite a professional yet? You
Right.
wanted to be, but it wasn't something that you could do full time. How hard was that trying to balance, life's demands and trying to pursue your dreams?
Yeah, because I mean, if we keep it real, like we're kind of doing that still. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Just because like we're still at a grinding stage. So
I tell artists a lot, like it's very hard to get to the point where you can just strictly rely on
yeah,
your being a musician as your profession.
yeah, and then it's just like a lot of people say like, yo, like it's easy when you're independent, but it's really not. Just
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, the people that are working for you, they're just working for you. You know what I mean? They don't really have like a big machine behind them. So
Hmm.
like they're really just out there like doing like a lot for you. So at the end of the day, like it's not easy, but at the same time, if you really want to do it, you just do it.
Have you had any conflicts with like family or friends because like they'll look on Spotify and like, oh, 100,000 monthly listens. This guy, he's got everything covered. He's there. Have you had any of those problems yet, or?
Now keep it real, like, and that's why I'm grateful, like for my circle, whether it be my friends, my family, and loved ones, like they all understand, like Mike's just doing what he's been doing from day one, and whether he has 100,000, 100 million, doesn't matter. Like
Hmm.
we know what he's about, we know how he's gonna move, and we know what he's gonna do. So at the end of the day, they always just let me do my thing, and yeah, and they know what it
Yeah,
is.
100%.
Yeah.
And last couple of questions. So, are you in New York right now?
Yeah. I'm
Okay.
currently in Harlem. Yeah.
So you'll see a lot of artists now. Obviously, Atlanta's booming right now.
Yeah.
LA's always a hot spot. Have you ever considered like, all right, when things start looking a certain way, situation is all right, I'm heading out, or do you plan on just staying in New York?
And it's funny, like, so me and Sid talk about that, like, I want to say, like, maybe every other week or so. Yeah,
Yeah.
like, when we've already made, like, plans in our head to, like, probably stay out in LA. We're gonna go to Atlanta
Okay.
sometime soon as well. So it's just like, we definitely know what the music scene is like in both states, and then even in some of the others. So yeah, we definitely don't plan on staying in New York forever. And then plus, just what we're doing is not going to allow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%.
So yeah, so definitely that's definitely in the works. Don't know when exactly it's gonna happen, but yeah, we're definitely gonna travel out.
Yeah, you got to feel like you're in a good place right now, because with
Yeah,
you, you've got the talent, you've
thank
got
you.
the support from the fan base.
Yeah,
So it's really only a matter of time. It's literally like you're at the one song point.
yeah,
Technically, everybody's one song away, but you're literally like it's
thank you.
almost there for you. So, yeah, I'm good, man. I appreciate you for having me, for allowing me to interview you.
Mhm.
Appreciate you for taking the time to talk to me.
Thank
on
you.
behalf of What You Expect, Low Key R&B.
Yeah.
We really appreciate you, bro. You're really talented.
No, and I appreciate you guys for having me, man. And you know, when things start to really rock,
Yeah,
it'd be cool to look back at stuff like this. You know what I'm saying?
100%.
But yeah, again, man, thank you so much for having me, dog. And whenever you want to do this again, just let me
For
know.
sure, for
Yeah.
sure, for sure. You, Sid, shout out to the whole team.
Yes, yes.
Y'all solid, man. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, dog.
No problem. All right, we good. We out.
All right, man. Peace.
Yeah. Peace.